Hi guys, Jay Smith here, down at Bury Golf Range in Suffolk, and we're back with the JPX900 driver again while I've got it. And we are going to do a comparison between the new one, the 900, against the old one, still current in the UK, the 850. Now this is still current until February 2017, so yeah, while I've got the opportunity with this club, I'm going to put it through its paces against the old 850. I wasn't a great fan of the old 850, I'll be honest. I didn't like the feel, didn't like the sound it made. I quite liked the blue, just didn't like the shininess to it. They've changed it completely with the new JPX900. Now, 900, if you've seen my other video, then shameless plug, watch that one. That's the full review. Quick overview. Changeable weights, a lot more adjustability, movability. The tracks are longer, the weights are, you can move the weights in more different ways. When you do move the weights, they're a lot more, shall we say, from the point of view of moving ball flight, not more influential in the ball flight. So variable face thickness, they've tuned that to try and get the ball speed up. Now I've done some testing with GC2 and I do say that yes, this does give more ball speed. I will admit that it does, definitely. With me, my normal shot, I'm normally around the 153, give or take, with my driver, with like a normal fairway finder shot. I'm averaging about 3 mile an hour faster with this, so it is making a difference. So, and I do like the feel. So, if you can compare the two, there's a lot of more gubbins on the bottom, so there's a lot more adjustability on this. I've already been playing around with it a little bit before coming on and filming. I found the best place, stroke like forgiveness and distance for me. I've got this one in the Speeder 569 Evolution 2 stiff flex, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit some of these, swap over heads, and then do the same thing with the 850. Now, I've got GC2 on the floor, got the simulator going. Right, yeah, got the simulator going. Let's hit some. I only hit a few. There's no point in hitting loads, but yeah, I'll hit some for this. Is the 900 first. That's interesting. Nice high hit on the face, that one. Right, what we got? Nice and straight. It was 246, 262. Range balls, remember, so they aren't going the same distance as they normally go. If I hit a 246, 262 total, normally, yeah, I think I'll book myself in for some lessons, especially with my club head speed. I think I'm losing something. Anyway, let's hit another one. That's gorgeous. That's lovely. I'm really liking that. What's GC2 saying that one? Oh, yeah, 254, 27, yeah, 272 on sim. This is rollout. I mean, bearing in mind, okay, I'm going to be putting like simulator bits and pieces. When I hit them, I'll have the simulator going here. That's why I've got a big old gap. I can pop that one in. Arrangeables. These are like 10-15%. So whatever you're seeing on the old screen is about 10 to 15% less than what it should normally be. That's a baby pull. Good shot, but a little bit pulley. Fraction pulley. Right, that's enough hitting of that. I like that. I do like the JPX900. It's a lovely feeling club. It's quite forgiving. Now, I have a tendency to hit a little bit, my strike pan varies vertically, not so much horizontally, heel and toe. It will vary a little bit low on the face and high on the face. So I'll see different spin numbers just from where I hit on the face. But that's my track of my strike pan. I'll change it over now to the 850. I will keep the same shaft because I know to get a true comparison, the shaft always will go crazy if I don't keep the same shaft in there. So I will take this one out. So this shaft that I'm going to put in now is not available for the 850, even though the 850 is still current. The shafts won't be available until the 900 comes out. So tools these down. I just thought to let you know, I've got this down at 7.5 degrees. I'm someone who delivers quite a decent amount of dynamic loft to impact. I hit up quite well at it, so I end up trying to reduce my spin, etc., and keep the flight nice and manageable. Dropping it down to 7.5. Anyway, right now, looking at this one completely different to the old one. It's now hasn't got nowhere near as many tracks. It's only got like the very small weight ports on the side. They're quite far back. They're not as nowhere near as close to the face as the 900. The track only stops there, where the 900 goes all the way through. You can just tell by the two. I'll just put them up close to camera there, so you can see the difference. Yeah. Obviously, this one hasn't got the little face plate, so you can open neutral and draw. You can change it around, and it's basically when you set the club down on the floor, when you dress the ball, if it faces open or closed or neutral. Now obviously that does depend on if you touch the floor. Some people hover, and if they hover, well then that won't make absolutely no difference whatsoever. But it's a good little piece of kit. First came up on the old, well, I've had it on the TaylorMade R1, but the one thing I like about 900s, all the weights that you've got on there, they're a lot more deeper into the face. So the idea that it had the 850, they've just carried it on and improved on it. I must say I like that. I will now go get a ball. Now instantly the 850 is a deeper head. It's not so far back, because the footprint is nowhere near as big. It's deeper face, so it's necessarily, it might be a bit, well, all I can say is from hitting the 900 and hitting the 850, instantly the 900 feels more forgiving. When I hit it slightly off center, there's not so much twist in the face, where on the 850 there's a lot less forgiveness. You have to be very, very picky how you hit it. Right, I've got everything going, got GC2 running, got simulator going. Right, let's hit this one here. That's a nice hit to start with. Again, I don't like the feel. It was a bit leaky, a bit of heels. Well, a fraction heel. I'm talking, when I say heel, I'm talking like just fractionally. But I can still feel the heel, the heel strike. That was 244, 256 in total, so it's not too bad. All right, let's hit another one. I do like that. I hit that bang on, absolutely bang on. I could not hope to hit that one any better at all. And that was 255, 270. That was one of my best ones yet. And it's because I hit it bang on where I needed to. This one does seem to be, if I don't quite catch it, a lot less forgiving than the 900. Yet the 900, if I don't quite hit the bang on point, I still seem to get a decent amount of distance. And ball speed is pretty good still, but that'd be interesting. Yeah, that would be interesting to see what that one did, because I healed that. It wasn't a very good one. It's a lowy, heely, not very nice strike. Yeah, looking at things. What was that? Yeah, 229 carry, and then 239 total. So yes, yeah. Well, that is not really doing much. That one. That's when the forgiveness. You can definitely feel the difference in forgiveness. Now that one's different. That was a nice hit. I'll take that one all day long. Take that one. That was quite pleasant. Very, very slight push. So 261 carry, GC2 says, and 275 total. So I'm liking it. It was a good one. Oh, I really want to go for that one. I really went on that one. See what difference if I could really rip one. Ball speed's good. Ball speed's up at 153. That's for a range ball, bear in mind. So yeah, that was 261 total and 275. There's a 261 total, yeah, 275 on sim. But again, we're talking range balls, so they aren't going to go anywhere near as far. But anyway, for comparison difference, the 850, it's a good club. It is a decent club. There's nothing wrong with the 850 at all. It is more the players' club. It's the slightly smaller brother, as such you could say, to the EZ, which is the more forgiving head. This is the pro head. You do need to be hitting these very, very well. Unfortunately, if you're someone who moves off the face a little bit, I mean, there's a couple of times there I wandered very slightly off effective sweet spot, and you do feel it, and you can definitely tell on the spin numbers. The spin numbers spin up, and I hit one there a bit low heely, and that when, I mean, I was hitting some of those like sort of 250s and bits and pieces like that, but that one, when the last one was hit well. But yeah, it's one of those things, right? You just got to, unfortunately with this one, bang on middle. Right, now with the 900, different kettle of fish completely, a lot more forgiving. It's the same as the 850. It's meant for the player, but you can get away with striking this one a little bit more, shall we say, wonky, and get away with it. Right, I'm going to go hit some of these on GC2 with Pro V1s, not range balls, because, well, I can give you some data there, show you on simulator where they go and bits and pieces like that, but unfortunately we're hitting range balls, so it's not real world. I need to go bash some on Pro V1s with GC2 and actually get an idea how far this little puppy goes compared to the 850. So yep, let's go hit some and see what it says. All right guys, numbers time for the matchup between the JPX900 and the JPX850, the old against the new. Now, this test is an interesting one. I've just done my JPX900 review, so if you haven't seen that one, pop on my channel. I might put a link underneath or something so you can see that. Shameless plug. Now, on my previous test with the 900, I've done that before this one, so whether I'm starting to warm up, I don't know, but I've gained an extra 2 miles now. My old one was 157. In this test, I've hit 5 shots there, and it's averaging 159. That's pretty good. For me, I average normally about 153 on my driver when it comes to a normal hit, maybe up to 155, depending on obviously how well I strike it. But at 14.7, when it comes to launch angle, bang on where I want it to be. 2429 spin, I would have liked that to be a bit lower, I must say. I think that's got a lot more to do with my strike than anything to do. It's a low spinning head. I can tell it was, when I was hitting it in practice before filming, when I got the club, obviously it's like brand new, okay, let's set this up as best I can do. So the first thing I always do is drop the loft right down, see how it's hitting, and then change the loft, and then also then dial it in with the weight. So I dialed that in, and I could tell from when I very first started hitting it, before I dialed it in, I was getting some really low, like especially when I was moving the weights across, like messing about in like the draw settings, etc. It was actually making quite a pronounced difference. Now, I've never really been a fan of weighted drivers because there's a lot of things out there that actually, if you move the weights left and right, don't actually say anything to the person, just hit it. How much difference do the weights really make? And there is some conjecture as to how much difference they really do make. But in this test, at least, I did actually find that the weights in the 900 made a lot more difference than the 850. So we're looking at 159 ball speed, 14.7. Just there we go. Just closed it down. 14.7 ball speed, 2429 backspin, 42 peak height, which is a fraction high, but that's a little bit high because it's slightly high spin. I mean, I would like to get that 2.4 down to around about the 2000s, but to be fair, that's gameable. It's not too high. Anything over 2.5 and like 2.6, 2.7, yeah, it's getting too high now. It's going to get to a point where it's just going to balloon up in the air, and when it hits the ground, it's not going to have any roll on it. It's just going to stop. Especially this time of year in the winter, it's just going to hit the ground and go plop, and that's it. But as long as you can keep it under around about the 2.4 and under. I had hit one here at 2.1. That was at 2.81 then, so you can see an average of 2.77. what's my lowest one there? 273, 277, 281, 274, 278. They're pretty good. I would take that all day long. With the added ball speed, they are further than my normal driver, my G30 LS Tech. I do like the 900. I can't get away from the extra ball speed it does give. Their marketing say that they've obviously designed it just with ball speeds in mind, and I've got to give it to them. It has worked. That is faster than what I would normally do with my ping. I do like my ping. It's very, very forgiving. I can move about on the strike vertically. I'm not so much left and right, but what I do have the tendency to do is move up and down. So I'll affect the spin rates, and that's the issue. So you can see there I've spun one up at 2.9. Well, that was just a low strike. Well, say it was a low strike. I hit it hard. That one there I tried to hit a little bit harder just to see what would happen. I got up to 162 ball speed, which is quick for me, very quick. But then 2.9, so the more speed you apply, then the more spin you'll produce. So part of that higher spin is because I hit it harder. With the more spin, the higher launch, more ball speed, that climbed up to 50 meters peak height, which is too high, because that's carried at 273, which is actually, even though the ball speed is the fastest, it's actually the shortest carry, and that would be the shortest one total distance as well, because that's going up, coming down and plop. If you have a look at the trajectories on, I'll tell you what, have a look at the trajectories. If I select that one there we go, whip across. That's the highest one on there, but it's basically just gone donk and just stopped. The descent angle's too steep, and so when it comes, oh, here comes a ball. The descent angle's too steep, so yeah. I would for this test, when I was comparing the 850 and 900, I found that as soon as I'd really unleash at the 900, whether I'd have to then redial all my, if I was deciding I wanted to hit it like that all the time, would I have to redial all the weights, etc.? Possibly. We could do that at probably a different time, but just for normal, I can't fault this driver. I like the look of it. A bit of a busy bottom, but I like the look of it. I like the sound it makes. Performance is great. I do like it. Let's see how it compares against the JPX. What? Come on, stupid thing. There we go. The JPX850. When I've done the comparison on GC2 with Pro V1s, ball speed's at 156. So it has now dropped some ball speed on there. That is down more like what I've got now with my current driver, 13.4 launch. So it's a little bit low. When I say a little bit low, it's about a degree lower than I'd like it. 2.1 spin though, so it's spinning less. Now, the 850 has got a deeper head, so I would like to see like the physics of it, but with the deeper face, obviously you've got, from effective sweet spot, you've got like a larger difference in vertical height, so you would suggest that you can have a larger effective gear effect by moving away from effective sweet spot. So it's getting a bit techie now, but with the deeper face, like with most of the models with deeper faces, like the low spin models, you're hitting higher above the effective CG, and it's dropping the spin off. So I was hitting these fairly high up on the face. I had a couple of weird ones. I had one particular one where I hit it was high on the face but toey, which is unlike me. I don't normally deviate horizontally across the face. It's normally vertically, and it was 154. So it's dropped some ball speed off because of the fact that I haven't hit it quite where the effective sweet spot is, and it's dropped the spin down to 1475. Now that's ripped the spin off, and of course because it's ripped the spin off, it just physically hasn't got enough spin to keep it up in the air, so it then fell out at 268. Now at 268, yes, it's the least carry. Oh no, it's got one over there at 266, so basically it's within reason. It's one of the shortest carries, but because it had so little spin, that thing will run. It's coming in at 29.5 descent angle. It's going nice and shallow. So if I select that and then go across, it's like by far the most boring trajectory. So as soon as it will hit, it will run. So even though that's one of the shortest carries, that would end up being one of the longest total. So you have to take into account spin rates, etc. But an average of 271, it's less than the 900. Yes, it is. but necessarily all the descent angles and bits and pieces are different. So I mean, if I go back to the 900 quickly and have a look at the descent angles there is like 42.2. So you are looking at a lot steeper descent angle when it comes to the 900. So it's just basically the flight differences between the JPX900 and 850. I've set them up exactly the same. So the same shaft. I've set them up exactly the same from loft. I've tried as best I can do to set them up exactly the same with the weights for center of gravity changes and gear effect, etc. Obviously, they're two different heads. They work on the same basic principle. Obviously, the 850 is the older one. They've worked on it to get something a bit better, and so it works more in the 900. So I've tried to keep everything as best I can do exactly the same, and there is a difference. So some of it, yes, is down to my strike. Of course it is, I'm a human being. I deliver as best I can do, exactly the same all the time. Of course I have variations, but looking at it, even so, you can't argue with these numbers too much. The 850 is a good club. Just because the fact that I don't necessarily like it from its aesthetics, don't like necessarily the shiny top to it, don't like it reflecting the sunlight when it's sunny outside. I'm not a great fan of the sound it makes, and it's dead feel to me. So the 900 is completely different. Out the two, I would, even if they performed exactly the same, I would go 900 all day long, just because I prefer the feel, the sound, and the look of it. So hope you enjoyed the comparison. You've got the data on there, which I've popped up on the screen. You can drill into it and have a little work out what you believe is caused the differences in the clubs, etc. I can tell you there was a slight difference in strike, which caused some of the spin rate differences, but bear in mind, two very good clubs. I would definitely say the 900 is a step further than the 850. Mizuno don't, unlike other manufacturers, they don't release something every 2 minutes. They do wait a certain amount of time before they release something, and they've done a good job. So hope you like the comparison. If you do, click the like button below. Comment below with whatever you like and what you'd like me to do, faults and fixes or reviews or lesson wise or anything else like that. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on my other social media. On Periscope, search AskGolfNut, and on Twitter, search @AskGolfNut. Thanks for watching.